Time for Soul Plates. Jerry Manley from the Flower City Diner was out at an urban suburban farm somewhere in our area showing us how to make curry in part one of a 2-week recipe. Curry this week, the chicken that goes with it next week. Let's find out how to make curry with Jerry from the Flower City Diner.
Okay, today what I want to do is, because you do have the chicken thing running around, and I just think that's the coolest thing ever. Last week you did a beautiful homemade mayonnaise from scratch with your yolks. Today we're going to do a little chicken dish. We're going to do it away from the girls so they actually can't see this.
Right.
So that I would feel better about that. We don't want them to kind of, they might recognize Blackie.
Right.
Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to do a little couscous. We're going to put that together first, and I'm going to stuff some chicken breasts, and we're going to cook it. And it's this is a great dish. And this is Mediterranean couscous. Here's a little trick with couscous, okay? I got some olive oil here. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil in here, okay? And then I'm just going to kind of fluff this up with my fingers. What this does is it will help keep the grains separated so you don't have any clumpy little couscous. This is a nice little trick. And when you work it in there enough, you can see that everything kind of is coated and it's falling apart. Okay, so it's nicely separated. That's a great little trick for especially the Mediterranean couscous, which is so finely grained. Couscous, as you know, is not a grain. It is what, Patty? I love the stump pat there. Look at the big brain on Patty. It is pasta. That's correct. Semolina wheat. Okay, let me just rinse my fingers. Okay, so I've got some hot water going over here. 1.5 cups of our couscous, 3/4 of a cup of hot water. I'm just going to drizzle this in. That looks about good. Okay, and I'm going to flip this up. Now I want to sit this for about 15 minutes, and I want to stir it up maybe every 5 minutes or so, just to kind of get all the water and the heat incorporated in there. It looks very dry, but it's okay, because we're going to be adding other stuff to this.
Okay.
All right, so now what I want to do is I want to mince an onion. I got a little onion here, cut it very thin. I'm going to get some butter. I'm going to do about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to melt it in a skillet. It's about a half a stick. Throw it in. And I can actually throw this back here where my water was. We're going to get that going. While that's melting, I'm going to take my onion. It's about a 1/4 cup of minced onion. I'm going to throw that in right there with the butter. And we're going to get this going for about 5 minutes till the onions turn translucent, Patricia.
Okay.
All right. We've got our onions going good. Our butter's melted. About 5 minutes, they're translucent. Okay, I'm going to add some curry powder. You familiar with curry powder?
I don't use it, but I know.
Love curry.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, if you buy the store brand, it's typically a combination of a bunch of different Indian spices. There's coriander, there's cumin, there's turmeric, sometimes ginger. Okay, it's nice if you're really clever to make your own curry because you can adjust to your flavors that you enjoy the most in that mixture. I love curry. A lot of people, not big curry lovers. It's one of my favorite things.
I have to admit, I'm not a big curry lover, but I'm going to try it today and see what happens.
I think you'll like this. Now what I want to do is, I just want to kind of get this mixed for a couple minutes, warm it through. What I don't want to do is brown the curry. It will turn bitter on me. So I just want to make sure that this is kind of incorporated in here nice, which it is. I'm going to add my couscous. It's been sitting here for about 15 minutes.
It smells great.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Right?
It is.
See, that's curry.
I may be a
So I'm going to
curry
throw
lover.
this in here like this. This is the couscous that we just added the hot water to. Okay. I love working with wooden spoons. I found these a while ago. I bought 2 of them. They're Joy Chen wooden spoons. I wish I bought 10 of them because one I've already gone through. Working with wood and any time you're working with a light pasta like this or something, it's the right tool for the job. It's like when you're making risotto, same thing. So I want to stir this in. I want to get it hot, about 2 minutes. You see how my grains are all separated nicely? There's not a lot of clumping going on, so that's nice. It's perfect. The oil did its job. All right, to this I'm going to add the juice of a lemon. A little more here.
That is a great little tool.
Oh, I like my little gadgets, girl. All right, if you would throw in about 3 or 4 dashes of Tabasco, unusual ingredient for a Mediterranean dish, but it's really going to kick it up nicely. Okay, You could use currants, you could use craisins, you could use yellow golden raisins would be nice. These are the craisins. Throw those in there for me, please. That's awesome. Now another thing common to a dish like this would be pine nuts. I like pine nuts. Pine nuts are expensive. I really like sunflower kernels.
Oh, yeah.
Way cheaper, serves the same purpose, and it's got a nice little flavor, and it's kind of, although these aren't local, you can get them locally. So I'm just going to throw in a little handful of these.
So salted or unsalted?
This is roasted. Yep, it's seasoned. So
Okay.
preferably, if you could find the ones from the organic store that were totally fresh and raw, that would be perfect. A little bit of salt. I'm going to give this a stir, then I'm going to taste it. Look at how beautiful this looks.
That's beautiful. Great color.
Yep. I love it. I love curry. Okay, we're gonna let that cool. We want it to come to at least room temperature. We could throw it in the refrigerator for a little while. Why we want it cool is we're gonna stuff a chicken breast with it. You don't want to put anything heated onto a cold, uncooked chicken breast.
So that is how you make the curry. And by the way, the recipe he just showed you, which we'll have online, you can definitely have it on its own. But he's going to show you how to take it up the notch. Next week, we're going to stuff the chicken with it. So a new recipe every Thursday morning from Soul Plates and Jerry Manley from the Flower City Diner. Last look at headlines. We'll get you caught up to date on several stories that have been breaking